Here I am. I am sorry about the small delay, but look, here I am. Guys, look, I'm here. Isn't that awesome? I've been having a very, very unlucky day, so I apologize about the delay. But we are getting into this. I am so sorry. Uh, First of all, welcome. And let me preface this. I know the title says I'm going to show you how to draw a fish, and I am going to show you how I draw a fish. Doesn't mean you're going to learn anything from it. So I was eating pierogies before this because I went to the grocery store and found some reduced. So greasy, I got oil freaking everywhere. So that caused additional delay. Because it's like I was almost done eating by the time it was close, but then it's like I spilled oil and it's like, fuck, I gotta clean this. Alright, so I do have a list in front of me of fish I'm going to be drawing, but if anyone has any suggestions, of course you're welcome to mention it. But that's not where the bad luck stops. While I was out, I was getting really thirsty, so I said, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna go buy myself an iced coffee, because they're really cheap right now. A lot of places are doing cheap coffee. So I go buy it, drink it, enjoy it, and it's like, fuck, I gotta go take a piss. So it's like we stop somewhere so I can take a piss. And I shit you not, this place only had one stall, no toilet paper. Hell, they took away the rolls too, so I couldn't even use the cardboard, so it's like, fuck. Terrible luck today. But I hope everyone else is having a better day. Sup, Carson? How'd your stream go? Nice to hear that you got yourself a sketch pal. The dino. Alright, so we're gonna start with the albacore tuna. Well, it's good to try different mediums of art to draw on. Like, I personally do prefer paper. Like, the feeling is so much better. Like, when sketching out, I love the feel of a mechanical pencil the most. The digital mechanical pencil does not get that feel. Just because it's got the screen there, it's not very nice. So, as much as I love fish, I don't actually draw them that much. But I'm gonna start by breaking this guy down into shapes. So I've started with a small circle for the head because it's gonna be easier to separate the gills like that. Then we're gonna move into a oval for the body. And then bring the tail out by making kind of like a triangular shape. A lot of tuna do follow this pretty similar shape where it's like they got a lot of the bulk, but then the very thin tails. They're pretty quick though, the tuna. So I didn't really see anything too exciting on my adventure today. I did buy it. Wait, shit, where did I put it? I bought a collar for the cats. It's just sushi. I think that's pretty exciting. But that's just me. How's Donkey Kong going, Carson? I see you just started that. I assume it came out today. I don't have a Switch 2, so I honestly haven't been paying attention to the release dates for anything. First two sections of the game, nice. Yeah, I saw reviews floating around. Now, I don't trust anything IGN says. They're a bunch of dogs, if you ask me. But apparently they give the game a perfect 10. Which I don't even think they did that for Breath of the Wild. So that definitely speaks to the quality of the game. My goal with this fish is not to do, like, dynamic poses. It's just more so like a study of them. And also this will be used for something else later. Yeah, so canvas sizes are something I always kind of struggle with. In this case, I'm using your normal desktop resolution. This one. Give me a big enough workspace here. I'll have to scale down the fish at some point. Well, 10 usually means something pretty good, but who knows with IGN when they give barely functional slop 8. Yeah, that's totally fair, and you'll get the feel for how you should be using your workspace with time. Because like I have preset canvas sizes I tend to work with a lot. I'm just sketching out where these fins are going to line up because they are decently lined up, however the bottom fin is a little thicker. Just a lot of that definition when I get to that part. So line width, how I figure that out is I kind of just step back. I view the canvas in full, and I think, okay, how big do I want this? For sketching, I want it pretty small, because I'm gonna be being pretty rough with my lines that in the end they end up being thick. Because if I went in, let's say like a size 7, that's gonna be way too thick. So when I start sketching, it's gonna be really impossible to tell what I'm doing. But when I do my line art, usually I'll jump up to like a 5 or something. That way it's gonna have like that nice thickness I like. Because I like my thick lines. A lot of people will use thin lines, or they'll use like a colored line to disguise it. So let's take like a blue here. Just draw like a very generic looking fish. It's like I got my generic looking fish, right? And then I want to take a line to it. So I could do like a darker, that's too dark, that's almost black. So I could take like a darker blue as to not take away and distract too much, but still define features of the fish. Or like I could take a black and make it pop. So it's like, it's kind of up to you how you want your lines to work. Usually with black lines, unless you want to go for like a cartoony style, you don't want it to be too thick. Like here, I think, honestly, running a 5 is perfect. This is just a sample though, this random generic fish I drew. But the one we're working on right now is a albacore. How quickly do you get Pauline unlocked? Is that like with your first ability that she gets freed, I guess, Carson? Something else I like to do here when I'm sketching is use different shades of red to help me define what I'm doing. Because it's like, this is overlapping the body. It's going to get a little confusing if I don't come in with a different color. This is too beak-like, so I'm going to lower the mouth. There we go. And when I'm ready to kind of smooth out my sketches, I'll move on to a completely different color. This is actually something I picked up while watching someone draw at a convention, is I saw like the specific colors they went through was a red to start their sketch, a blue to smooth out their sketch, and then they went over with black. And like that's stuck with me ever since I've seen that, which I think is kind of interesting. But it's good contrast. Like if I'm doing a big canvas and I go over with different colors to kind of separate, so something could use like purple as the rough, and then I'd go over like green on top. Just try to use like opposite colors so I don't get confused. Like always go at your own pace, Dino. I'm no professional, you're no professional, we're all just having a good time here, learning what we can. So is Oddrock actually voiced by someone else then? Feels... Because it's like I saw like some popular celebrity or something being credited as Oddrock, but I didn't know if that was a joke or if that was what we were talking about the other day with Ultimate Chicken Horse. Something about like a Smiling Friends voice actor. Should probably go over something a little thicker here. The nice thing about a fish is when you're drawing it like from a side profile, not trying to do anything dynamic, their bodies have such a nice flow to them, so it's like I can easily map out a body in like a single stroke. That's of course because they're meant to flow with the water easily. How what do you mean you gave a fish scoliosis? Or do you want like a tutorial on how to give them scoliosis? If it's your first time drawing any sort of animal, I feel like you should always take it like from a how do I say this? Like a neutral stance perspective. That way you can get a feel for how their body fits, like how their legs and joints fit together, their proportions, stuff like that. Don't rush into like a dynamic pose. Well, their backs aren't very angular like ours, they're curvy. Oh, okay, so that's what that's about. I was a little confused what we were talking about on stream. Oh, you wanna know what pisses me off? So I made a post about the live stream and I tagged it with like digital art. What layer are you on? Well, I do my sketch layer separate. So when I go to do my lines, this is pretty clear to me what I need to do, because this is not clear. So I'm on my second layer. Can you guys even see that on my side of the screen, or do I have that cropped out? No, I got that in frame. What program are you using, Dino? But as I was saying, something that pissed me off is when I made my... Oh, that's a bad tail. Sketchpad? I haven't used that one. My personal recommendation for free art programs is always Krita, because that's got a lot of variety there in brushes and resources, and it's open source, so you can always add stuff later. But there should be an option somewhere to add a new layer. But I got advertisements. Krita? I can just link it in chat. There you go, that's the link. Free art program, and even runs on most tablets as well. So it's pretty light on resources. But like I got ads on my tweet basically saying promote this on this NFT website. It's like, what the fuck? So it's like when I saw that, I immediately blocked those comments. And the one like is from an NFT account. It's like, great. That's the last time I ever mentioned that I'm doing art. It's not gonna mess your computer up. So I first started Clip Studio Paint because they gave me a free trial. And then once they paywalled me, I'm like, okay, fuck you. I'm moving to a free program. So for the next few years, I only used Krita. And then I got fed up with it. Just because it's like I've preferred a lot of aspects of Krita. Primarily, it was more so like the blending tools I liked. I hated the ones in Krita. And so I made the switch back over, and I bought a permanent license, which is pretty great. And I mean, you can do some pretty damn cool stuff with the Clip Studio. But it sucks. It's impossible to grow as an artist, it feels like, online. Oh no, Dino, stay strong. Yeah, I was happy when I saw that they were doing a sale, because I've been doing a yearly license. And then it said they got a sale on perpetual licenses, and I'm like, oh shit, I'll just do that. And it was like $20 on the sale, so it's like, okay, yeah, hell yeah. So I'm pretty happy with that. Stay strong, Dino, you got this. Give the rudder a good smack it, that'll fix it. So one of the features I think is really cool with Clip Studio that I'll show off really quickly is they have baked in the 3D models. And one of the cool things you can do with a 3D model is you can actually draw a face on it and other attributes. And when you rotate the model, it'll remember that. So if I turn it, you can see that it still remembers where I drew the face. I mean, it's not perfect, because you can see this bled out here for some reason. But I can go through and still correct it. But yeah, it's pretty helpful for guides, honestly. I haven't messed around with the feature too much, but I think this is pretty awesome. Because you can apply this to other 3D models, I believe. Just drawing on top of them. Alright, but that is our sketch. Basically done with the tuna. I'm not going to go through and sketch out the colors. Just because the fish, unlike with clothes, it doesn't make any sense for me to do lines separating the colors. I want to blend them naturally. So we're going to go into our actual line layer. That's a little loud. I mean, I personally would recommend Clip Studio, but I haven't used everything. There's a program that I've seen is really cool. I think it's like Sketchfab or something. Or Procreate. It's one of those. People always will have their issues with art programs, but always stay away from Adobe products. They will use your work to fuel AI. So I was gonna study up on trivia before stream, but as I mentioned, I did leave, so I don't really have the time for that. I think it's the big eye and the little smile, because it's like I will make them a little cartoonish just for my own enjoyment. And it's like I like fish a lot. I'm happy to see them, so I'd like to think they're happy to see me. And it's like sea creatures can express their enjoyment to be around certain people like any other animal can. That is a bad zoom in there. That messed me up a lot. And let's fix this head. Like, really, any animal is capable of love. Like, as I've mentioned before, there's a bird at the pet store that loves me. Like, he's always happy to see me and he's sad when I leave. But, rays are very, very pleasant sea creatures to be around. They are so friendly. They love being pet. A lot of aquariums will have them available to be pet. And it's like, as long as you just touch their back, they are so kind and friendly. I want to fix this angle on the eye a little bit. There we go. So it's like, if you ever go in an aquarium, make sure you pet them. They won't hurt you, as long as you don't touch their tail. Everyone's got places they don't want to be touched, so make sure to respect them. Some aquariums have places you can touch horseshoe crabs as well, or sea stars. And that's pretty fun doing that. Actually, last time I went to aquarium, they had some jellies you could touch, which was so cool. Like, you would have never think you could be able to touch a jellyfish, but there are ones that are safe to touch. I mean, obviously don't touch their tentacles, but you can touch their heads. Jellyfish are very pretty, but they're one of the sea creatures that I have less respect for. Primarily because they're just so dangerously invasive. Because the only thing that really eats them is sea turtles. And what the jellyfish will do is they will overbreed and kind of clog up a space. It's kind of like how if there's too many trees, they won't let the sun hit the floor of the forest, which harms all the ground life. It's a similar thing with jellyfish. So sea turtles are very important to exist to help deal with them. So it's like, as silly as it sounds, it's like, oh, the straws are killing them. Please respect sea turtles. They're very, very important. Also respect otters. They're also just silly little guys, both of them. Like, I feel like it's become like a lost art respecting animals, especially sea creatures, because people have a hard time really understanding their role, primarily because they don't see them very much. If they see any sea creatures, they're typically dead. So it's either people get a fear response or they just don't care. That's not a nice thing to say about otters. What would the otter do to you? Otters are adorable and they're very helpful for the environment. I'm not happy with this fin height. Oh my god. Like, obviously, there's some issues with river otters, but I'm more referring to sea otters and how they're very helpful against urchins, controlling their population. Like, they're one of the species that can handle it. Kind of want to put a Terran then just to look cool. That is a fair statement. That is definitely fair. Because it's like, as helpful as some species are, having too much of anything is always a bad thing. In the same way that having like too many humans around, developing too much land isn't really helpful for any of the wildlife involved. That's why there's not many bugs around. That's why bees are endangered. There's too much. At some point, I may go for what the symmetry tool, just to make things a little more even. But for now, it's all right. I have a hard time really justifying wiping out any species. Like, as much as I can't stand wasps or mosquitoes, and yes, there are other things that the predators for it can eat, still, losing species altogether does throw things out of balance. So we tragically do need wasps, and we tragically do need mosquitoes. As much as it pisses me off. Well, welcome back, Lego Beerus. It's nice to have you back. I guess it's summer vacation over there. So you must have some good free time. Oh, invasive species are a different thing altogether. No, invasive species can go fuck off and die. That's why you don't let your cats outside, by the way. They are an invasive species, and they do ruin the local wildlife. It's also just safer to keep your cats inside. And that's a good thing, having a silly little kitty who's not too bright. I've seen your kitty. She's a very beautiful, fluffy kitty who should be protected at all costs. 3 tornadoes? I mean, first of all, I'm happy they survived, but second of all, whoa. It always scares me thinking about a natural disaster and how it affect my cats. Or it's like, what if we had a house fire or something? Like, I'm always paranoid about them because I love them and I don't want to lose them. Your cat got no hops. He can't jump. Damn, those are powerful kitties. They're built very well, it would seem. Should probably actually go over with black color first because this brush I plan on using is very good for blending colors together to give it more of a painty look. I mean, you can see here with the fin, I've already blended the colors together pretty nicely. What size should the image be? Well, I'm going to do quite a few fish here because I have a big document here So again, use your standard desktop wallpaper size, which is the width of 1920 and the height of 1080, and my resolution is 300 DPI. Honestly, I hardly notice the DPI change unless it's like really low, so I keep it at 300 all the time. It's really pixelated right now because I'm zoomed in. I don't understand people who can draw like fully zoomed out. I need to be in there to make sure the details are just right. Personal preference, of course. Oh, okay, see you, Beerus. Yep. Height 1920. Resolution 300. Height is 1080. So 1080. Oh, you should have seen my order number when I got my iced coffee. It was a funny number, except it was 690 because I'm pretty sure they blacklist 69. Something I really like about Clip Studio is I can steal colors directly from my other monitor. I want this more of a vibrant blue, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I always use pixels. You can, I think using inches is pretty good if I want to make prints. So it's like, if I wanted to use a print, there's actually preset options to follow card sizes. So I could set like A4 size, for example, which is pretty standard card print. It's so helpful. Like it's good to be able to eyeball what colors you want because it allows you to identify what you're looking at better. Is this the right blending brush? Oh yeah, here it is. So you can see here the edges on this brush are pretty soft, which allows me to blend it pretty nicely. I just had to be light on my pressure. So we're gonna take some spots and remove a bit of the yellow, make it seem a little bit more natural, because the scales aren't always consistent, especially with how the light hits them. But I do like the idea of having a lot of yellow around the eye. I think that'd be fun. Here, I'll write it beneath it. That way you know. There you go. But yeah, if I could be, I'd probably do a lot more wildlife conservation efforts. Like, it always seemed like such a cool thing working at a zoo or an aquarium. Because it's important to educate people on the importance of the wildlife, especially because I feel like as time goes on, the grasp on the significance of wildlife, and this extends beyond animals, it's like fauna too. It's all very much important, and greed and the need to, I guess, build is just too strong. So we're losing a lot of that natural diversity. So one of the places I used to go like every weekend with my nunno was a Tim Hortons, and we always took the window that was facing the nearby forest, and it's so sad. They put a cell phone tower right in the middle of it. It's like, what the fuck, the view's been ruined. And then they stuck stickers on the window. They don't want people looking out the window. It's just like, there's no respect for nature. Oh yeah, no, marine biology is definitely cool. Like, you got that wonder factor of nobody really knows everything about the depths. There's always something new to discover. Like, I don't even know everything about there because I haven't been through it all. I've been around, but not all of it. There's just so much. But like, my thing with studying that stuff is I'm probably gonna be sitting there crunching numbers all the time and taking samples of the water, which doesn't sound too interesting to me. I'd rather be out exploring the depths. And I mean, it is important to know the information to figure out what kind of life can survive down here. You slept under your favorite sawfish? Oh, I love those marine tubes so much. They're so much fun. Oh, I don't think I've mentioned this to you guys yet, but I got a new friend. That's right, I adopted myself a eel. I got myself a nice peppered moray eel. Yeah. I can take a photo of him if you guys want to see him. Well, I love moray eels. They're definitely my favorite species of eel, but specifically the dragon moray is super cool. But yeah, I got a beautiful, handsome peppered moray, and the cats just love him, especially Abby. Abby loves cuddling up with him. I have a photo of Minerva cuddling I can post, and I also just have a fucking squid I can post. Here, let me get the photo. Good question, Friendly. How does this affect the trout population? Well, if things get worse, the trout populations can be greatly affected. Where'd I put the photo? Okay, I'll just upload it. I should really set up a easier file transfer than uploading to my Google Drive or Discord every time I want to post a photo on screen. All right, there we go. Here he is. He came home pretty recently, but here he is cuddling with Minerva. Isn't he the cutest? I wish I took a photo the other day, but Abby was cuddling up so nicely with him. Like, she had her paw draped over him. She was so happy. I mean, they're hanging out right now. I can get a photo with Abby. Yeah, I got it. I haven't given him a name yet. If you guys want to give me name ideas, I'd be happy to hear it. But he's a big sweetheart. He loves cuddling. Here's him with Abby. Yeah, I'll look in general. Yep, you got it right. Elio, Neil. Ooh, those are pretty good names. I think Neil's pretty great. I am a big fan of just generic, normal-ass person names. And it does rhyme. Yeah, I think we could go for Neil. He's so cute. And Abby loves him. Really great friends, the two of them. Alright, let's get on to rendering. I do have a little bit of bleeding, but that's fine. It'll be clear when I put in a background. Like, if I want, I can actually slap one in right now. Let me go through my stuff. Boom. Background. This was actually the beta version of the stream wallpaper. This is like version 2, because version 1 had a similar layout to this, but I completely redid it. Yeah, we'll get to the next fish pretty soon. Because we're almost done this guy. Oh, that's not what we want. We don't want the spray. I mean, we could, but there's no need yet. So I've been noticing a lot of artists have like straw pages or something like that. Like a big resource to link all their socials together, and I spent a couple hours making one myself, and I was just digging around with it, and then I saw they had templates, and I saw one that's kind of like old Windows 98-ish vibes, so I went with that theme and just messed around with that. It's pretty shitty, but I kind of like how shitty it is. There's a bit of charm to it being bad. But I think it's pretty nice to have something like that, especially because it's a free resource as well. It's just a shame they didn't have any icons for Blue Sky, but I haven't really been on there, so it's not the biggest deal. Oh! Hopefully your litter box fixes itself soon? What do you, is it like electronic? Because I know people got those automatic ones, and please be careful of those automatic ones. For the sake of your cat. Oh, I see. I don't see how it's gonna fix itself. I've never had an automatic cat litter. I've always done it by hand, and that reminds me I should do that today. Because it's garbage tomorrow. Garbage and... no, it's just recycling this week. We do bi-weekly garbage, but you can actually put the cat litter with the compost. So we do that. I still call it garbage week though. I was gonna say fuck, I didn't want to do that, but now I kind of like that detailing. So we'll keep that in. Happy little mistakes. Oh, what a silly kitty. Creating a mess. Alright, now I can actually render this. Or shade it. Whatever the hell it's called. Oh, I missed a spot. Fuck. There we go. All better. I usually like doing my rendering with an airbrush, just because I feel like it. I don't know. I just like it more. I don't like the harshness too much. I like my shading to be pretty soft, but I mean it's still well defined for sure. I don't want it to be totally dark. I want it to have that roundness, so I need a little bit of light at the edge. But here can be pretty dark. Oh shit, you know what? I forgot a part. God damn it. Okay, I'll come back to that. I'll come back and fix that once I'm done coloring this. I can't believe I forgot. I was like, damn, something's missing. I figured out what was missing. Yeah, hopefully you get that sorted out and it's not completely busted. Big fluffy kitty busted it with her big fluffy butt. I think long hair cats are pretty great, but I don't think I'd want to own one. With our dog, he's gonna have like mid-length fur, and that's already proving to be quite the mess. He keeps on getting brambles stuck in his fur, and it's so annoying. Like with our cats, they're short hair, so it's pretty easy to brush them out. Well, the one who wants to cooperate being Abby. Minerva hates being brushed, actually, which is so weird for a cat to hate being brushed. Like, I've never met a cat who dislikes that. But yeah, it's, he's gonna have really long fur and probably is gonna need to start getting trimmed at some point, especially around his paws. It's quite lengthy. So like a long hair cat would probably be very annoying, especially if she needs to get a trim. Kaiju Kitty is such a good name. You've mentioned it before and I love that. Alright, let's fix this mistake I've made here. That'll be good. It's all gonna be this darker blue. I don't know how I overlooked this. I was too busy looking at other details, so I completely overlooked something. That's the kind of hard part of doing art, is you need to be able to look at all the details at once, but then also look for the finer details. Oh, see? Isn't it nice? It is a really good program. And if you find resources online, you can add custom brushes to it. or even make your own brushes. So there's a lot of creativity to be had with Krita. Yeah, like sometimes people will post saying, hey, I've made this brush here, you can download it and upload it to Krita. Because as I said, it's open source. And there will be a lot of customization with the brushes too. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. It lasted me for a good while. Alright, I'm just gonna blend a little bit of white. Yeah. Let me fix this up over here. Actually, add a little depth. Then I'll do the tail now. This is gonna be a bit of a mess of how I've done this. Or maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be okay. Let's blend this color actually pretty nicely in. Yeah, there you go. A little diversity. I think I may just need to do like a blanket thing over here. Where is multiply? Here it is. Yeah, and that's fair. And I mean, everyone's got their own preferences. I never really watch stuff like that. I don't know. I just don't really find it interesting. I guess that's a lie, though. There is one channel who does art that I like, and that's True Green 7. He does a lot of Pokemon concepts, like fake mons, and I think it's pretty cool, some of the stuff he comes up with. Like, one of his series is he creates Pokemon from things he's seen on his walks. Which I feel like is a pretty cool series. Just really enjoying what nature has to offer. Yeah, sounds good. You're always free to go along with what I'm doing. It's just keep in mind I am by no means a professional and I'm figuring stuff out as I go. Especially considering I don't really draw that many fish. I primarily do eels. Which are surprisingly difficult sometimes, primarily just because of maintaining the proportion across the body. Like, sometimes I wish I could go in with 2 pens at the same time. That way I don't have to worry about maintaining the proper thickness throughout the body, the consistency of that. Definitely want more white spots in here, just so it looks shiny, as any fish should. I will actually return to doing Pokemon art at some point in time. It's just I kind of wanted a little break where I could just do whatever. I don't have to sit here thinking about designs. I can just draw and chat to the best of my ability. Because it is still hard for me to split my brain like this. I'll get better at it with time, actually narrating what I'm doing. Like right now, I'm putting in my shadows and I'm going over my highlights to give it that shine and depth to it. And then I need to make corrections to how I've done that wherever possible. Like, I may just go over with an airbrush to blend this better. Where it gets fun though, with the darker colors, I can actually just go over and take like basically a ring light to it. Sure, I'm not going in so hard with the pressure. I don't want it to be too dark. That's where it comes in that I can just blend out the color to immediately fix that mistake. Okay, I've made a mistake here, so I'm just gonna go over and, yep. Because I don't need the ring light over there, really. And then when I want a softer light, I don't have to add like a glow or anything. Just add this shine here. Like, I feel like I tend to do pretty good when it comes to making things feel shiny. So this shouldn't be too hard to try to achieve that feeling. Just like something simple I could do is like add a bit of a glow. Make sure there's like white in the center. And then add like smaller light sources reflecting off the body. So like something over here too. Maybe like this. Okay, well, if it's an emergency, maybe you should call your mom. See when she's coming back. Can you take off the lid of your, cat box? That way she can enter it. Oh, okay. So she just can't get in at all then. Yeah, if I knew anything about these, I'd ask you to walk me through it and I can try and diagnose the issue for you and give you a possible solution. But I don't, and I don't want to risk you breaking it, so I won't say anything. And it's like there's always the possibility you can get your fingers stuck messing with one of those. Getting a finger stuck is not as bad as getting a kitty stuck though. So at least like she's stuck on the outside and not the inside. Oh, look at this cutie. Just gonna actually give a little bit of shading here underneath this fin. Just to acknowledge that it actually exists on a 3D plane. right, there we go. That is one fish done. Took a while, but we got it. All right, the next fish on the list. Let's see if I actually want to do this one. Okay, this is a fictional fish. We're gonna hold off on that one for now. Here, let's do this one. This one will be cool. If I can type. We'll do an angelfish. I'm gonna make a group layer here for all these. That way I don't get confused. All right, on to the next one. After I fix my display. All right, well, hopefully she gets back soon. So there are different breeds of angelfish, but I think I want to do like the stereotypical one with just the stripes on it. The zebra angelfish specifically. Because the koi angelfish is pretty cool too. So you got like the tints of orange in the spots. Which thing is it to like move your view? You should just be able to use your scroll wheel on your mouse to zoom in and out. And you'll have sliders on the screen. That's typically what I do, is just move the sliders. I think you can also do keyboard. Or there should be a move tool. Like the hand. You can take the hand and that'll move the canvas. This actually just moves the properties. There's nothing on this canvas, so I don't need to do that. All right, angelfish. So these are pretty common aquarium fish. They're little guys. So we definitely want it to be pretty small. I'm just gonna start with blocking out the shapes here. I think the circle needs to be a little bigger. Yeah, that looks about right. Actually, I got a better idea on how to make this shape for the angelfish. I'm going to start by using a spade, which is one of the card shapes. Spade or... no, it's just called spades. Just to get the basic shape of the fish. I'll probably upscale this a bit. Yeah, like that. How do you change the brush size? So there'll be either sliders to let you change the brush size, or there'll be these circles you can select to change your brush size. Otherwise, it will be somewhere in brush properties, I believe. But yeah, spade to start out with for the shape of the angelfish. Separate the head. Oh, I should drag this down a little bit. Yeah, that was touching the border. Should probably bring this back a little bit more then. Yeah, give room for organs to exist. This doesn't need to be that thick. I think just towards the top, it needs to be thicker. Yep, like that. Okay, now that looks weird. Maybe I should stretch this out a little bit. Like too scrunched up. I mean, it does look pretty scrunched up to begin with, but that's a little better. Kind of lost my spade shape there a bit, but it's not a perfect spade. Well, you just downloaded the program, so you do need a bit of time to look around with it. If I had Krita installed, I'd be pointing this out to you, but I don't have it installed right now. I haven't had it. I don't think I've ever installed it on this computer specifically. Because I've had this computer for like, what, 2 years? And I mean, it's pretty damn great. And it's like, there's definitely some things I don't know about the Krita, and there's definitely things I don't know about Clip Studio Paint. Primarily because I've never touched a guide for either of them. I stick by the mindset of you figure it out yourself. Well, give it a try. Adjust the strength. So right now I'm using 4, which is pretty thin. And then for the lines, I'm using 5, which is a step above. But you can make it whatever thickness you feel is right. So these aren't as rounded out as I'm making them. They should be a little bit more angular. Maybe I should make these more wavy. The thing I'm not liking is probably because it looks too stiff. Because there's something I'm not liking about this. I'm just trying to figure out in my mind what that is. And I think it is the fact that I'm making it look too stiff and too thick. Oh shit, I moved that where I don't want it to be. Yeah, that looks about right like that. And then we want the tail to kind of come out from... Sorry, we want this fin to come out from underneath the tail. And then I should probably bring it down a little further, that way we can balance out the crown. Top fin, just to be more equivalent to the length. That way it looks less disproportionate. There we go. Yeah, that's more in line with what I want. Hey, Nichin. Did you set the resolution? If you're super zoomed in, yeah, it will appear pixelated, but when you zoom out, it'll be okay. You should use whatever pencil it gives you. So I always sketch using a pencil, and then I go over with a pen for my lines. Because the pencil has this rough texture to it, while the pen has like a clean texture to it. The amount of anti-analyzing you use will also affect it if there's a setting for that, so always make sure you've got at least a medium amount of the anti-analyzing, or else it will appear too pixelated and sharp. Like when you're zoomed out, you don't notice it as much, but it's still pretty bad when you have none. I just looked over to my side and I forgot I had a box of onion rings beside me, and I'm like, when the fuck did these get here? They've been here the whole time, dumbass. I got like a box of onion rings for $1.20 at the same place I bought the pierogies from. But I eated the pierogies and then I was like, man, I feel full, so I'm not eating the onion rings right now, but there's no room in the fridge, so I gotta leave them beside me. Onion rings are pretty great. I typically like the ones from A&W the most. But the last time I went there, which was to have the cod sandwich, they were not good. Because they usually make them so crispy, and that's what I like the most, but this time not so much. Alright, now we clean up this. Little fishy lips, so the fish can smile. Oh yeah, such a happy fish. I actually need to make it more oval-like instead of circular. You think you done something? Well, hopefully you did something good. I do remember Krita actually having a nice baked-in pixel brush for pixel art, and that's definitely a brush I miss not miss having. Now I had to go actually do pixel art programs because I don't have one for here, and I haven't found one I liked yet. And by that I mean I've never looked. I'm gonna go over with this curve tool, make my life easier. Gasp, oh no, I'm cheating. The tools are here for a reason. Okay, my hand is in the way directly of where I need to see. Yeah, that's fine, I can just... Oh shit, there's no anti-analyzing on that, that looks like ass. Uh, I'm not sure what you did there, but that looks like you've set the brush whip to be really small and you've maybe got no anti-analyzing on that. Look, looks like someone murdered Black William Afton. What? I don't understand what you mean by that. Like, you're just trying to change the brush size, right? Okay, now I understand what you say about that, yeah. Yeah, go for it. Show me whatever you want. Happy to see how you progress in art. Fish are awesome. They're so cool. Especially oarfish. I think they're pretty cool. I don't understand why people are so scared of some of these deep sea fish. Like, I saw pictures of like a washed up oarfish recently and people were freaking the fuck out about it, saying it's all gross and yucky, and it's like, what the fuck? They're sick. I mean, you don't want to see an oarfish because it's never a good sign when you see them, but the oarfish are so cool. There's this one artist I follow and they like to draw fish a lot, but they put them in like car parking lots, or they did one piece that's an oarfish as a subway train. It's so cool. Or like his birds migrating. I almost bought an oarfish plushie too recently, but I wanted it pretty big. Let's see your masterpiece. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, Dino. Pixel art's pretty cool. I wish I was better at it. Like I don't have the files anymore, but at one point in time, myself and some friends were going to work together to make a RPG Maker game, and I was in charge of the script and the sprite work, which is a lot of work actually doing all that. But I made some sprite maps of everyone, and those turned out pretty nice. Oh, the Quellicamp is so pretty. I wish we had another one that wasn't just in Pokemon that isn't just Relicanth, because Relicanth's cool and all, but I just wish he had more significance, I guess, is my real desire here. Because, like, nobody uses Relicanth, and I don't like his shiny too much, so I would never bother shiny hunting him. Give it a low taper fade. Low key, that is actually solid art advice though, Nichin. Because a brush with a nice taper and fade is pretty cool. I couldn't think of what a low taper fade looks like, so I was about to give him like the balding cut. So he's got like, this is his head, no hair on top, just on the sides. Like, brilliant hairstyle. Oh my god, Nichan found another brother. That's crazy. Nichan, you've gotten 2 brothers in the span of 2 days. 1 brother per day. I bet you're so happy. How does it feel to be an older brother twice over, Nichan? Yeah, just add it to the collection of siblings. That's crazy though. I keep on finding your long lost brothers. Oh god, I can hear my mother laughing, crying in the other room. It gives me flashbacks to the one time she got stoned. She did so much of that. It was so funny watching her. Can you enslave your brothers? That's not my choice. She probably needs to use the Lou dino. She's not disappointed in you. But I guess if you really need the extra labor, yeah, you got 2 dudes who are legally obligated to help you. That's what you do with your younger siblings. Oh, Nichan, you got a DM Thanos, by the way. He wants to know what's up with your band status. Or at least message somewhere about it. Thanos is blowing up my DMs right now. That's crazy. That's a bad line. That's a bad line. Just go on with the curve. We were talking about what we want to be when we grow up last night, and someone said they wanted to be a dinosaur. And like for the record, I hang out with like adult men, so it's like we're all in our they're in their 20s to 30s, and it's like the answer was I want to be a dinosaur when I grow up, and it's like, oh fuck yeah, I want to be an so we just started listing up dinosaurs we want to be when we grow up. Someone wants to be 2 T-Rexes. I said I wanted to be an Anomalocaris or a horseshoe crab, because of course I did. But yeah, so let me raise this question to you guys. What kind of dinosaur do you want to be when you grow up? I could have been one of those things at some point in time, Dino. I don't like how I've done this. I shouldn't have made those curves. Should be more straight. That's it, we're rotating the canvas. Woo! Ooh, rotate the canvas back. A Utah raptor? I didn't know there was raptors specifically from Utah. I forgot that was a state. Primarily because I don't know the states. We went over this one of the art streams where I had to figure out which state was where, and I don't even know all of them. Well, of course, a lot of depictions of dinosaurs aren't going to be accurate because people want that fantastical nature of it. Like, that's why a lot of sea creatures are mischaracterized. For example, sharks. They're not monsters. If anything, they're more like, I guess, the janitors of the sea almost, or doctors. Because they won't just, like, blindly kill. They can be aggressive, like any other creature can be aggressive. But it's just like, they like easy targets. So they'll go for fish that are ants, that are injured, getting old, stuff like that. And it's like, it's not very often a shark will go after a human. But sharks will come up to you to be curious, because they are kind of social like that. You know, T-Rexes are pink, prove you wrong. I thought they were chickens. I thought they were covered in feathers. Yeah, we can't really truly know, I guess. Now I kind of want to do a beta fish because they're so flowy, not because they're dinosaurs. They're not dinosaurs. Beta fish are so pretty, but it's kind of poetic how a lot of beautiful creatures are so violent and rough. Like, fucking peacocks, gorgeous things, are assholes when it comes to mating. More so to the females than anything. It's not like they're gonna kill, or at least I don't think they do. I don't know a lot about peacocks, but it's just like, their whole thing is to overwhelm the females while trying to impress them with their big display of feathers. This guy looks so goofy, oh my god. Very much a friend. Let's see this. Oh, is that a photo of you, Dino? Is that what you look like? I'm making a joke, I know. I'm gonna turn on the background so I can see. No, I'm not looking for you to dox yourself. I'm just... Holy crap, the dog's flipping out. He probably sees the cat. That's something they've been doing, is when the dog sees Minerva, he will lose his shit and just start barking at her. Not because he's upset, but because he just wants to play with her. And Minerva, being the intellectual she is, will just sit there and watch him. She'll smack him if he gets too close, but that's about it. At some point when I have enough fish, I'll probably do like separate canvases for freshwater and saltwater fish. Because it doesn't make sense to mix them. This isn't like Ophelia. There's no magic here. Yeah, it's a pretty cool Godzilla stylistically with the red and the black. Oh, nice. Glad you found this the size you wanted. Actually, I need to tinge this with green. Silly little fishy. He's so silly. All fish are silly billies if they want to be. And I think they should be, so they are. That is my decree. Well, don't be surprised if the cat does something if she can't get into her litter box. I'd be upset too. And I was upset earlier about the fucking lack of toilet paper. Fucking crazy stuff. So what's going to be interesting about this tail fin is I'm going to have to lower the opacity on the tail to kind of match how the angelfish is done. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. Well, you can extend the offer to her if that's what you think is going to help. I think I want to extend this a little bit further, like that. Because it is flexing. She hasn't responded to your, she may be driving if she hasn't responded to your text. Or is she the kind of person to leave her phone in her purse so she doesn't get notifications? Because that's what my mom does. It's not very helpful, is it? Having a phone on you to receive messages when needed, only to never receive messages when needed. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's newfangled technology. That's beyond me. Yeah, give it a go. If it works, it works. But ultimately, you'll probably have to wait for her to come back anyways. She's taken a swim. She brought she brought her phone with her. How could she go for a swim in this hot weather? Today's actually good weather though. Like it was pleasant going outside today and feeling the breeze. Just because it's been so hot and muggy lately, it was a nice change of pace. Like over 30 degrees pretty consistently. You hate to see it. I actually want this to be more silver, so I'm gonna slide this over to the blue side of things. Yeah, that looks a little better using the silverish tone, I think. Or no, it doesn't. I've lied to myself. I think that the original color looked fine. I'm just so anti-green, I thought, man, that looks like shit. I should get rid of that. No, it's fine. Matches the shade I put it with anyways. They should bring the game corner back in the next Pokemon game. For real, for real. Primarily just because gambling has become normalized for children again. So bring it back. But don't do Voltorb Flip. For the love of God, don't do Voltorb Flip. Oh my god, am I sick of Voltorb Flip. It's a stupid ass card game. It's like Minesweeper, but worse. And I don't even understand Minesweeper, so it's pretty bad. And no, it's not just bad because I suck at it. It's bad because I said it's bad. What's the... Oh, that's good. She's on her way home. The next fish I'm doing, on the list is anchovy. I've got quite the list here. There are fictional species of fish on here, though. And I'll be skipping those for now. Just trying to stick to real fish for now. I'll add the lighting stuff that I want to add at a later point in time. Like once I've done the actual stripes, I mean. It's just looking weird right now. It's hard because it's not really segmented at all. I may just go over the whole thing instead. Just make my life easier. Yeah, maybe this is the play. But yeah, it's crazy how normalized gambling has become. Oh shit, that looks bad. Okay, we're not doing it like that. That's a bad play. I guess it's primarily because of irony and memes normalizing gambling again. But it's just still so weird. Like, you got gacha games, and probably like Fortnite and Roblox have something like that too in it. Tell your kitty to hold on, the litter box will be free soon. You are cringe resistant? Well, that's good because I say a lot of cringy random bullshit. Irony doesn't mean cringe though. Like, when I say smoking cigarettes is awesome, that's ironic. I can't smoke. I don't have the lungs for that. And it's also just terrible for you. You've never cringed. That's an impressive skill. I cringe all the time. It's called I look in the mirror. Oh god, gacha life. That wasn't necessarily what I was referring to when I say gacha games. I'm talking like fucking, I don't know. I don't even know what's popular right now. I'm blanking on it. Pokemon Masters EX, hell yeah. No, nobody but me plays that. That horse girl game, I'm blanking on how to pronounce the name, Usamame or something. I'm not criticizing that, I'm just saying that game is blowing the fuck up, and it's pretty normalized gacha games at this point. Because, like, that was out for a while in Japan, but only recently did they bring that over to the West. Just because the concept of gacha games is becoming normalized. I think it is a pretty neat game, though, the horse girl one. Because there's so much respect in it for the actual horses that the girls are based off of. And I like that dedication. And it's like, for the most part, the fan base does its best to be as respectful towards the characters and horses as they can be. Basically, there's a new gacha game called Umamase or something. And it's about these anime girls who are based off of real-life Japanese racehorses. And obviously, you get to race them, like recreate races or try to get your own girls to win. So it's like one of the horses, Haru Ura, has never won any of the races, but you can do your best to properly raise her in the game, and then she can finally win races. I think it's pretty wholesome. People love a good underdog. I know a little bit about gacha life, and the little bit I know is that very, very popular with kids to make videos from. So I don't know, it's like the Gmod of anime. That's just what it reminds me of. I've never touched it, so I don't know shit. Alright, let's try to lower this opacity a little bit here. Let me move this guy around. I'll make a folder first and then I'll move him. I just want to make sure I lowered the opacity in a good enough way. That's too much. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. All right, we will add the name, and that's another fishy done. Oh, I ripped off the lines. No, we can see the skin. I'm gonna scale this down a little bit. It's a little big in comparison to tuna. Angel fish. Yeah, that's how we write an H. Yep, just like that. Perfect. Yep, well, let me pull up my reference. Anchovies are yummy, so I'm just gonna do a slice of pizza because that's where I put my anchovies. It's on my pizza. Let me find a good reference on how to draw anchovy. Because I just see dishes. Yes, first result, anchovy on pizza. Well, don't mind if I do. I could pull out my sardine pen and we just do a sardine instead. But no, I won't do that. Damn, these guys are small. Oh, I found a great reference. It looks like he's crying. Oh, wait. That's such a good photo. He's pogging. He's pogging out. Anchovy pogs. Well, the one you just posted. The one you just posted is the anchovy pogging, but I'll post this one in general. He looks like he's about to start crying. Oh, I like how sad and pathetic that looks. The poor dumbass. Oh, yeah. This is great. This is great. So he's got like a bit of a triangular face almost. This is a bad triangle, but I gotta round it out. Pretty long body. Just breaking it off into segments, that way I can take the tail in separately. Just like how it actually looks. Because I need a greater dip here. But oh, that is the wrong brush. We don't want to lower the opacity. So since going to the farmer's market not too long ago, every time we've gone out to the liquor store, I've been looking for Murphy's Law, which is a type of moonshine. because that shit was so good. But apparently the cream based moonshines, which are my personal preference when it comes to moonshine, are more seasonal, which is unfortunate because they're pretty damn good. So we're gonna have to go to the source, or we're gonna have to make it ourselves and go blind. No, but that wasn't the point I wanted to bring up. It's I found a new way to cook up pierogies. So it's like I'd like to do them either in the oven or on a pan. And in this case, wait, oh, that's weird. That's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to liquefy it a little bit. So basically I figured out I could put onions on my pierogies. So like while I'm cooking them up in the pan, I can chop up some onions and put that in. So lately I've been trying to figure out what the right timing is to cook up onions, because I slice them up pretty thin. And I figured out the timing finally after like 3 attempts. And it's you put the onions once you turn the pierogies onto the opposite side. And I've been enjoying that. Like it's not the perfect timing just yet, but we're getting there. And at least they aren't burnt, because when they burn, they get stuck to the pan, and that's so annoying. But onions are so yummy, and they pair really nicely with the pierogies. I also did them with bacon one time, but I don't know, it's a bit too greasy doing the bacon. These guys look like they'd go meep. That's because they do. They were in the SpongeBob pilot. Well, we're gonna make this guy look sad and pathetic, because I think it'd be funny. Let me lower this so I can see what I'm doing a little better. I'll just go over with a pen to sketch this out, just to make it clearer. I'm not going to be able to get this tail perfectly right, because I'm having a hard time trying to figure out how I want this shape to look. But I'll make the tail a little thicker. And then retract it a little, because it's a bit too far out. There we go. That's about right. Alright, now we can draw this guy. Or I guess do the lines. Big dopey eye, because he's gonna start crying. I will actually put a little teardrop there for characterization, because I think that's cute. And funny. Can't have such a defined jaw. Alright, good luck, Dino. Hopefully you don't have to get a new one. Anchovies are a bit of a delicacy, which is a surprise because they're a schooling fish. Why are they a delicacy? But yeah, getting anchovies is so expensive sometimes. So one time for my birthday, my nana actually just gave me a jar of anchovies as my birthday gift, and it's like I was like, fuck yeah. And it, like, unironically, you give me that and I'm happy. She used to give me cod liver, I think it was, all the time. Because you could get that can too, and it was like a pretty good snack, but then I got fed up with that. Because it was just, I think I had too much and it started to make me sick. Which is an annoying trait, by the way. You eat too much of something and you get sick of it, and it's like, oh, okay, sorry, I enjoyed something a lot. Whatever, I guess they needed their livers. I was taking too many of them. Just gonna start with like the edges and then work it in because there's like individual strands here. Maybe if I do, yeah, there you go. So guide the lines back from the base of the tail, kind of like hair almost. Needs to have a root. Beautiful. You love a good fish. And anchovies are definitely that. There's something really special about classic SpongeBob. Like the bits of modern I've seen, I don't really enjoy too much. And it's like seeing an anchovy always reminds me of the SpongeBob pilot. Because that pilot was special. Such a good introduction to the show. Guys, the colors for this guy are going to be pretty simple. Quite shrimple, perchance. Well, this isn't a shrimp, but there'll be shrimps at a later point in time. I am going alphabetically through the list, just because it's easier like that. Yeah, I'd like to go to the eels as quick as possible. We're jumping there right away. No, we're working towards that. I get a little treat partway through. my little treat is tasty, cute eels. You know, I'm just gonna paint all of this gray. Make it easier on myself later. Except for the tail, because the tail doesn't need to be really gray at all, aside from maybe right around there. Get the smoky gray. It's actually more of a brown, now that I look at it closer. Oh, fuck. I was gonna say fishy, but then I had a massive voice crack. I've been having a lot of those lately. I talk too much. Need to go mute for like a week and then I'll be okay. So as I was perusing around on Twitter, I saw something awesome and it made me so sad that I missed it. Someone was doing shrimp keyboard caps. Now I don't even know if my keyboard's customizable like that. Probably is. I don't want to find out though. And it's like I saw those keycaps, like, fuck, I need those. Turns out they were pre-order only, and I missed the pre-order. And they were also over $100, and I assume that's US. So that was a very sad nope. Because it seemed awesome. I hope I get to a position where I can make custom keycaps for myself or something like that. Because that was so cool. Like, it wasn't like every single key was a shrimp. You actually had some kelp on some of the keys. Like, there was a lot of shrimp, yeah. Like, the arrow keys were literally just shrimp rotated in different directions. But it's still pretty cool. A lot of the fish have like yellowish irises, I'm noticing. Wonder what that means. Sometimes I forget I can't take my drawing tablet stylus over to my other monitors. So when I look up trying to pick a color from my other monitor, I try to do it with my stylus, and it just doesn't work. And I'm like, why does that not work? It's because this is locked to just my tablet monitor, obviously. Stupid dumbass. I think that's all the colors I need to cover for this guy, right? I can go over with the white to lighten him up. I gotta take a swig from my water bottle and I shot it up my nose, god damn it. That's not where that belongs. Ugh. Interesting how this doesn't blend with the tail at all. I will make it blend because I care. Immaculate. Very fish-like. Okay, great. Now I can render this. Select everything. Who cares? Cool. Same process as always. Go for the underside at first. Congrats. So you got it all sorted out now? It's no longer broken? Because I am curious exactly what the issue with it was. It was to full? Oh, too full. Okay. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Well, at least it's not busted. And at least your cat didn't get stuck in there. No, not at least. It's a good thing your cat wasn't stuck in there. Just blending these together. Smoothing them out. Schmoving them out. Yeah. So seeing as I'm done with the Fears to Fathom series, and I do have a recommended game already planned for like a different type of series. If there's any like one-off games you guys want me to check out, let me know. Because it's like I already have a rough idea of what I want to do next streaming week. I actually have a very special plan that I need to start putting into action soon. and I'm pretty excited for it when I do get the opportunity to do it. I won't spoil anything, but in short, we're coming up to the 100th live stream I've done. And I want to do something cool for that. But I also want to do something that allows me to interact with the community a bit. So I'm cooking up something good here. Cooking up something real good. I mean, I do have a couple ideas of, like, community interaction I want to do. But one of them I'm gonna have to hold off on for a good while. Primarily because I just don't think there's gonna be enough interest in it. I was thinking about hosting a magma board. But I think I gotta get a subscription to be able to do that. So I'm a little apprehensive. But basically what a magma board is it's a public art board that anyone with the room code can draw on. So it's like we could all work on an art piece together. It's something I've been thinking about doing. Oh, okay, stay safe. Yeah, lots of storms for people recently. It's been pretty clear over here, and it better stay clear because I want the basement to flood again. That was not fun. I don't like the possibility of risking my technology. There's our sad and pathetic anchovy. Yep, see you, Dino King. Have a good one. Boom, anchovy. Yep, hopefully it's a short storm. So I'm looking at Google Images for references right now on fish, and one of the websites that linked to an image of an anchovy, I thought that said Cheesecake Bay program, and I'm like, fuck yeah. I don't know why you're showing me a picture of an anchovy of your cheesecake, but fuck yeah. Love cheesecake. I love anchovies. But not together, I don't think. Alright, let me get the next fish. After checking, I didn't do any bleeding. Yeah, it looks fine to me. Let me find a reference for the next fish. definitely an interesting looking fish. I haven't heard of this one before. Might hold off on this one for a bit. What else? What else do I have on this list? Oh yeah, this one will be good to do. This one's good. Maybe I should take one with more of a vibrant color. Or keep it gold. I think I'll do red. Get a little color diversity here. So we're gonna do the arowana next. Welcome back, Nichin. We made a delicious anchovy, and he's all sad. Because he's pathetic. I think I've seen this fish once before. But yeah, I definitely want to go for the red. We're going in alphabetical order. We're going to make our way there when we do. Always start with the head. But this guy's a little weird. Instead of having like this is kind of like a bird's beak, comes up to the head, like the top of the head, mouth almost. That is a bit of an interesting flow to it. The body, I mean. Very beautiful fish, though. I think the head may need to be a little bigger. It feels disproportionate somehow. Or maybe there's just something totally wrong here because I can't really identify any easy shapes here. That'd make this process better. Because that's the important thing when you do art, is you want to break it down into shapes. I think this works. Might just have to be made a little longer. Yeah, like that. Okay. I'll start with the tail and make my way over. You're having Ew. Well, that's not good. Guess it's not a great day for everyone then, eh? So you going in there with your long gloves on, declogging the septic tank or whatever's wrong with it? Quite literally in the shit. Well, yeah, you're pretty tiny. You'll be able to fit. You're like what, 2 feet tall? You'll fit. Otherwise, you're gonna have to go recruit one of your numerous little brothers to do it. Because that's what you do to younger siblings, is you put them, you take them to the mines. Or jobs like that. Yeah, go tell Fiend to do it. I'm sure he'll do it for you, especially if you pay him. Or buy the Jirachi off of him. I am out of water. This is not good. I'll have to gather more water at a later point in time, but that's fine. I don't think the eye shape is really like that. It's more smaller eyes. Makes the eye even bigger. Make the fish Riz? Yeah, I got this. He's mewing. He looks kind of old when I do that. But this is how kids mew, right? I don't know anything about mewing. I know it's a thing cats do. But he got that big, strong jaw. Let me pop out that bottom lip a little bit more. Yeah, this guy's cool. You gotta give the catfish a monocle and fedora? Okay, I'll do that. I don't know if I want to do all the scale pattern right now, so I'll just actually separate the head. And then think about it from there. Frizz fish for real, so true. Well, I'm sure this fish would steal your girl if he wanted to. But he's a fish, so I don't think he cares. That doesn't look right. Start from down here. Go like... that still doesn't look right. I'll just map out the general shape then. I feel like that should be longer. Because this is Definitely pretty long. The scales on this guy from the reference image I'm looking at look so tough. Maybe this guy would throw hands in a fist fight, but he'd take 0 damage from anything I throw at him. Look at this goopy goober. Okay, I feel like I've done the lips to be too big now. In an attempt to make him goofy. That's better. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. Very flowy fins here. Maybe I'll just do the lines and then figure it out from there. Start with this big, strong jaw. Yeah. Immaculate. I don't think this fish would taste pretty good, I'm gonna be honest with you. But I don't think this is the fish I should be eating. Just looks too tough. I don't think I'm worthy of eating him is my issue. Oh shit. I can't get the line to form quite the way I want, so we'll do it like this. Perfect. Yeah, look at him mew. I don't know how mewing works or really what it is. Someone explain it to me, please. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. There's no bit. I don't know. Like, I assume it's not meowing. You know, the funny thing is I thought I'd never get old and I'd always be with it and understand all the references and shit kids say. Slang is impossible to keep up with. It's genuinely impossible to keep up with. Like, okay, some things I can get because it's pretty simple. Like, Skibidi Toilet is just a name. Same with, like, La Boo Boo. But it's like, I don't understand why it's, like, it's brain rot with it. Because it feels like a different thing than saying, oh, that was totally radical or something like that. Yeah, I just think it sounds nasty. Like, there's something not right about it. And there's also not something right about the way I'm drawing this fucking fin. That's better. I want a little tear in it for detailing. Okay, that's way too glowy there. Yeah, what if I make this shape more believable like that? Yeah. Except instead of having it like come out like that, let's have it go like this. Yeah, not really following my sketch here at all, but whatever, it's fine. I'm very particular about this. I don't want to misrepresent anything. Well, it's the best I can help it. Like, this is kind of just... As fun as it is to draw this fish, it's also good practice for identifying shapes and details on creatures. Because, like, I always draw a lot of humans, or it's like if I draw something that's not human, it's like a Pokemon usually. So it's a good idea to try stuff that's grounded in reality. I should think. But I don't think a lot of thoughts. So who knows? Yeah, that's not bad. I wonder if I can actually do these scales decently enough. Because I probably should put in the effort of doing the scales. I mean, it'd make the most sense to do it. I just need to start out right. Something's not right with what I'm doing there. Because it's like scales aren't consistent. They're not always going to be like that. Scales kind of work in the same way one would do a braided hair. They'd cross over. In a way. Just kind of identifying the pattern and getting adapted to it. Because it's like, I hear people complain about how braids are so hard, but it's like for me, when I've been doing braids for so long, it's pretty easy to identify how to draw one. So it's like if I want to draw some braided hair, I could do like a heart shape to start with. And then you just kind of overlap it. And then like by starting with a heart and then trying to do another heart below that while getting the overlap and going back through and doing like these intersecting lines is about what I'm looking for in a braid. Like very basic braid. And like in a way the scales are braided too. What I should do before I get to the scales is like a little bit of skin that is here. Might have something to do with how I've done this face though, that's confusing me about it. Yeah, like that. Okay, I've messed that scale up. But that's fine. There we go. It took a second for me to figure out how I want it, but now I got it. Just had to think about it for a moment there. And sometimes that's all I need to do is just sit there and think about how I want things to go. I can't really rush art. I mean, I can, but I shouldn't. And see, once I get into the flow of it, it's pretty fun doing scales. Just like how doing braids can be pretty fun. Drawing them, I have no idea how to make braid someone's hair. Just gonna detail these parts like this. Or maybe like this. Yeah, let me figure out a better way to detail that. I'll basically consider it a separate selection section from over here. Haha, I did it perfectly. I didn't have to change anything with the tail. Boom, scales. Those aren't too bad either. Just a little distracting, I guess, looking. Or that's not the right word I wanted to go for. Cluttered, maybe, is what I wanted to say. But it's fine, it's all good. Perfect. That's a fish, all right. All right, time to seal colors. Can't really identify what the eye color is from these photos. So we'll go with like a darker brown, I think. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, now we need to take colors from the fish. That's right, we're stealing colors from a fish. Fish has lost color privileges. They're mine now. Oh, this isn't quite right. I was correcting my colors to kind of deal with the blue that was present in the image. But now this looks really off. Let me get colors from a different image. Or I could just yoink it from the image I was looking at. Oh, they have whiskers. I didn't notice that until I looked at these more zoomed in images. Okay, I can fix that. That is not black. Perfect. And yeah, that is more of a brown from this zoomed in image I'm seeing. What a handsome little guy. I want to tinge it with a little bit more red. Yeah, there you go. What a pleasant fish. I'm sure he's never had a single thought in his whole life. Is that the right color I picked? Oh wow, okay. It's interesting how lighting affects colors. It doesn't quite look the way you'd expect sometimes. So like this color I just picked for like the top part shouldn't really be this purple, should it? I mean, it could still be that purple, but somehow I don't think so. Or maybe it is. I don't know. There's a lot of different color variations on this guy. It's kind of hard to identify what color is really the right one. But we'll go with this color I've come up with here. So I'm just blocking out the colors right now because some of the scales are gonna have to have their colors a little bit more finely done. But by blocking it out, it makes it easier for me to go over later. Also helps me avoid just having white spots. Turning on the background helps with that, but the background's a bit busy. I lower the opacity. That helps a little bit. Just gonna get rid of that white part of the underbelly for now. I'm not using the fill bucket tool here because I don't think it's going to be much help. It's just going to have too much issue trying to find spaces where it can actually fill. So it's up to me to color. Oh no, putting in work and effort. How unfortunate. Cool, cool. Okay. So I will leave the jaw purely this color because I think how to handle the underside is I want to integrate the white with some of the scales, but not fully, and then do the inverse for the crown. Should still go over the edges of the tail. That's too red. There we go. I'd be so pissed off if I was doing all this on the wrong layer, by the way. But I'm not. There's only one layer, and it's the right layer. Because usually I like to separate my layers better than this, but for the sake of efficiency, I'm going to only do it like this. Efficiency, so true. Also, hello Archer, hope your day's going alright. Alright, now for the fun part, I gotta go through and do these individual scales. Start here. Yeah, no worries, happy to see you. I won't be going for too much longer anyways. There's no way I'm getting through the entire list of fish anytime soon. But I want to get it done a little bit here and there. There are a lot to see, one might say. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so we've got 4 done so far. We got the albacore tuna, the angelfish, the anchovy, and right now we're working on the arowana. So I'm just going down the list in alphabetical order of fishkies. I'm gonna save the fictional fish on the list for later point in time. Or maybe I'll just do those on my own time, the fictional ones. Because I can't as easily find good reference images for them. I think that's good for the lighter scales. Now we gotta go for the top, which I should probably emphasize the crown a little bit more. Yeah, like that. Go over and paint this out a little bit because we just want the edges to have a little bit of orange towards the top. And then for the lower layer, I can do what I did with the white, which is like this. the arowana has a lot of color variations, but I feel like we're not going to see too many reddish orange fish on here. So I definitely want to go for this color over the other ones available, because it's like we're going to see a lot more white fish. The yellow, maybe not, but I also don't want to do yellow. I don't feel like it. I also just don't really like shading yellow either, because I had to use very weird colors to achieve that. The good shading for it, but that's also just me struggling with the color because I don't like it. Right, the scales don't have to be perfectly consistent because it's a natural thing, and each fish has a slight variation in its own markings. Like, no two fish are going to look exactly the same. And blending it to have a little bit of a painty feel is pretty good with me, honestly. What are my sources for fantasy fish? Well, I'm just using the doc Deary gave us to list what fish are in the stream fishing game. And then I'm just gonna look them up online. And if I can't find it, well, then I don't know. I will imagine it, what it would look like. No, I'll just figure out the solution to that when I need to. I mean, thanks to fan wikis, not fandom. Fandom sucks. Don't ever go on there. Thanks to fan efforts to make wikis for games, finding reference images for fictional stuff has definitely gotten pretty easy, so I'm not too concerned. But it's just like on the spot, it would take too long, I think. Okay, I think that works. Now we can do the fun part, and by fun part, it's not gonna be fun at all because I've done this in a weird way. I'm just gonna select all the colors at once. It'll be a minor regret later, but it's fine, it's fine. Start with the eye as per usual. Might as well go for the darker colors first. Should probably not be so aggressive here with the shading because the scales aren't going to be layered with so much depth between them. So if there's shadows, they need to be really light. Maybe I should lower brush density here to help with that, because I do press pretty hard. Like, I def grip my pen and then I press pretty hard on the canvas, which is not a good habit at all. You should really be holding your pen in a relaxed way, but unfortunately this is how I feel relaxed with it, and it's more comfortable to me. Like, I feel like I've got more control when I hold it like this. Like, I'm not like fixed holding it, I'm holding it like how someone would write, but still I keep my hand very stiff with it because my hands shake a lot. what's up, web fishing Jesus? Nice to see you back. You should have been there for the last time we played web fishing. You could have saved us from the scary cryptid. And I'm not joking, there was a cryptid last time. No, no worries. I'm making a joke more than anything. Well, I hope things get easier for you soon. I just realized this is the lesbian fish. I've accidentally made it the lesbian fish. Pocket wee bowl, awesome. Well, that is not a good way to approach that. Let's do that. I can't imagine people who, like, hold their pencil like using a full fist. And I've seen people do that, but I don't understand doing that for like extended periods of time. Granted, they weren't drawing, they were writing, but still. I need to lower the brush density again. I'm pressing too hard. But it's nice to see you back in chat, web fishing Jesus. I almost said genius. I mean, yeah, to be Jesus, you probably are pretty much a genius. My YouTube at is the same as my Twitch at. And it's displayed on screen anyways. Part of me keeps on thinking I need to stop using Twitch to stream on, just because of how annoying the bots have been getting lately. The bots and the scams. But it's like, I know some people just genuinely prefer Twitch as a viewer. And it's like, I don't want to alienate anyone. Doesn't cause me any extra strain to set it up, it's just annoying the bots. Manual breathing? Well, no, I don't breathe. I got you there, haha. What's up, Frog? I assume that is your YouTube alt then. Yeah, I figured. Okay, but have you tried manual blinking? Or a manual car? Put that one in your pipe and smoke it. I don't think manual cars are very fun. I'm gonna be real honest. I have a friend who drives one. It just sounds fucking horrible. But that's just me. I also don't like driving, so that's the other thing. really wish public transport was a better thing. It's just, it's cost effective, it's better for the environment. I know it's very prevalent in other places in the world. I just wish it was more prevalent here. Me who wants to avoid driving at all costs. It's not me making an excuse though. I've always fully believed it's a better thing even before trying to learn how to drive. But just based on how stupid drivers have been getting, and how expensive vehicles are. Like the fucking subscription services are being put into vehicles these days, and it's like, why? They gotta milk you for all you're worth, of course, but it's just... I'm not saying that like it's a good thing, by the way. I'm just saying that's the reason why it's happening. But no, I don't like it. I don't like cars. The only way you could ever get me interested in cars is if you put on Top Gear or Grand Tour for me. I love those stupid Brits. Alright, almost done. The unintentionally lesbian fish. But honestly, I think that's awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful fish. I should save my canvas before I forget. How many files do I have named fish? 2. Well, here's a 3rd file. Let's put this bad girl into a folder. And here is our arowana. Yeah, I write so good. It's more so because I have the stabilization so high that it's kind of messing up how I write. What's the next fish on the list? I already said I wanted to skip those, so... I guess we could try this one. I'm thinking I'm gonna do a beta fish here, but I wonder what color I should make it. Because beta fish have a lot of different colors. Obviously I'm gonna be doing a male beta here. Just because they're the more recognizable of the two, and they have male beta fish are a lot more flashy, just like how male peacocks are very flashy in their appearance. Male beta fish are also very flashy, so they've got the bigger fins. Obviously to attract the females. I think I'll go for a red and blue one, I guess. That'll be a good idea. Let's do that, yeah. Next row for the fish geese. accidentally makes it by. Wait, so true. I could do that. I could do that. And it wouldn't be out of line either. Like, I'm looking through reference images right now. And I totally could. Yeah, I got one right in front of me. That'd be good for it. The pride fishies assemble. Okay, we're gonna... This is a weird shape. I kind of want to go for like a rounded out diamond here to start with. For the head. And I should definitely make it a little smaller. Because I feel like this rounded out diamond shape's a little bit easier to work with than a circle. Followed by making it into a bigger diamond again. And then cutting off before we get to the point. We'll lower it down because I know I'm going to need this space. Make it a little smaller again. This is definitely another sketch where I'm going to have to go over with color variation here. So betta fish are also known as Siamese fighting fish. And betta fish can be very aggressive. So they're pretty common aquarium fish, but I would not recommend ever putting them in the tank with other bettas, or sometimes not even other fish go over well. You can have stuff like tetras in there, but there's always a chance they will still kill them. But betta fish are very, very aggressive towards their own species, even the females that can get aggressive towards. But it's interesting because during their mating seasons, they're so kind in their mating ritual. They'll basically cuddle the female to help her relax to release the eggs. But yeah, it's like if you ever have betta fish, you can even let them be in line of sight. So if you have, like, let's say like a tank that's been segmented, and this is like this is just a glass pane. If they see each other, they're gonna kill, even if they're separated by the glass. Why did I feel like those were stupid ass bettas that I drew for 2 seconds look better than the sketch? Probably because it's too angular. Oh, fish drawing's going pretty well quality. I'm doing the last fish before I end stream because my wrist is getting a little sore. But we've done so far. We got the albacore, angelfish, anchovy, and arowana. The arowana accidentally turned into a lesbian fish, so we're making the betta a bi fish, even though they are anything but that. They're haters. Betta fish are haters. Oh yeah, no worries, quality. There's always the VOD if you ever think you missed something and you want to see it. Or hell, I've even enabled it so you can rewind the stream as it's live. Just in the event you've missed something. Like if I said something unhinged, the chat's going like, what the fuck did you just say? Did you kiss your mother with that mouth? What the fuck is wrong with you? You can always rewind to see what unhinged and bullshit thing I've just said. Welcome, Renee. Because I definitely say a lot of things. And half the time I don't even process I've said something. I just let it go. That's what happens when you're a professional yapper. Except for I'm not a professional yapper, there's lots of moments of silence. which I want to get better at, with the long pauses of me not saying anything. More so because it's just like my mind's so focused on art. But one thing at a time, really. I hope work went better for you this time, though, Quality. The fins on this are kind of hard. But I'll figure it out. I actually want like smaller eyes, make it look like he's squinting. Like he's pissed off, he's gonna fuck someone up if he wrongs him. Yeah, there you go. That's a fish, all right. At least I hope it's a fish. I don't know what the fuck else I'd be drawing anyways. Fish, hey Axie, how's it going? Again, that fin looks a little weird. I'll just let it go and just let the pen flow do the work for me. Yeah, see, that felt a lot better when I just let the pen travel where it wanted to. Shouldn't have that so rounded. I should still make it flowy. Perfect. Don't really think I'm necessarily missing any other details here. I just think this is a bit long. That song's a bit quiet. There we go, that's a little better. Okay, I guess we'll go over the lines. This is pretty simple. I think the harder part is going to be doing the coloring. But that's also just me. Should probably correct that. I think that just looks a little weird. So betta fish fins are actually super fragile, so if you ever own one, make sure to only put like natural, if you want plants in there, put natural plants, don't put artificial ones. There's a higher likelihood with the artificial ones it'll get its fins snagged on the plastic and potentially tear it. Like, I think the female betta fish are definitely easier to take care of because of that. They don't have these massive fins, the massive showy fins that the males have. I will say it's interesting how it's like in a lot of species of animals, the males are the flashier, more showy ones, but with humanity, it's different. The females are the more showy ones. Well, at least that's what society wants by pushing makeup and stuff. Granted, every person's free to express themselves as they will, but it's just interesting. You got peacocks, the betta fish, even lions are showy. A lot of birds are very showy, the males. So, any guys in chat, be sure to start dressing more flashy. It is your natural right to be more flashy. Start wearing vibrant colors. Don't be afraid to be pretty. You have a friend that has a saltwater tank. He has 2 giant shrimp in there too. Oh. Pass, that's unfortunate. Did the shrimp play Skyrim? I think you could teach the shrimp how to play Skyrim. So true, Archer. Fashion is open to everyone. And you should feel free to express yourself in whatever form you want. But yeah, I do find it interesting how it's guys are typical, and it's like my bad, chat. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to wear different things. I wouldn't say I've ever looked at fashion magazines or anything like that. But it's like, I do appreciate oh, see ya, Archer, have a good one. Thanks for joining. I do appreciate a well put together fit. I guess it's more so because my mom does a seamstress that I'm kind of used to seeing it. And it's like, she'd always make like bags for me and stuff. And I mean, I like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so I think that gives you a pretty good idea of what I like. I want to actually add, yeah, there you go. They really are. They're very, very unique. I was actually at one point in time trying to do a Narancia cosplay, and I was getting my Nana to help me make it. But then I was having issues with the top, how to do the straps for it. And then I took too long and had a growth spurt, so then I couldn't wear the outfit. Actually gonna color pick from something else. Well, see, that's the fun part of expressing yourself. And it's like, yeah, it's under the guise of being a JoJo reference, but it's, you think it's fun and you're expressing yourself in a way that you feel is fun. And I think more people should be open to that idea. I don't know, maybe it's just kind of, I'm sad seeing everything turn so monochrome in life. All the buildings, all the cars, what people wear, it's just, I don't know, it's dull. And like if that's how people want to express themselves, so be it. But it's like sometimes I talk to people and they're like, yeah, I don't really put much thought into what clothing I wear. It's whatever's cheap, whatever fits. And it blows my mind when I find people who don't like wearing graphic tees. Like, you don't have anything you want to really express, you just want a plain shirt? I mean, each to their own, I suppose, but yeah. You haven't grown since the 7th grade? Don't worry, your growth spurt's coming soon. Soon TM. It's just a little delayed. That's okay. Now that's something I don't get, is changing your outfits when you want to leave the house. I just wear whatever the fuck. The only time I'm changing is if I've worn a shirt for like a day straight, you know? But I guess that is another to each their own type of moment. Making this the awesome, super epic buy fish, just having a little bit of color variation on the jaw. Oh, okay, yeah, that's totally fair. Like, I made graphic tees for some of my friends, and because I'm making them for free, I did have to kind of cheap out on the material. So I went with like the cheapest shirts I could at the time. So yeah, they're not great, the material on them, but free shirt. Can't believe I've accidentally turned this into making pride fish, which is awesome. I like this idea a lot, but it's just funny how that worked out. There are pride flags everywhere to see. Take that. Yeah, I bet I know at least some of the people I gave those shirts to cherish them. I can't say the same for every person I gave it to, but I bet there's appreciation still for them. Well, it's like Carson is one of those people I gave a shirt to. Because I did meet him in person before. Yeah, can you believe it? Carson's not actually 2 feet tall. He's lied to you. He's in fact 3 feet tall. No, no, he's 3 feet tall. Believe it or not. Or don't. Who knows? I could still be bullshitting you, and you'd never know unless Carson was here to defend himself, but he's not. So ha 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 ha. Well, you are a koala, so I think that makes sense. I mean, it'd be pretty crazy if we were like a 180 centimeter koala. It's a pretty cool fish. I like fish. Did you guys know that I like fish? That may be some obscure knowledge that I like fish. But I actually really like this color palette. This is great. Just blend this all together. And now I can render this. What if I do it like this? Well, you see, cannibalism is a metaphor for love. I think I've mentioned this before. But this isn't actually cannibalism. That is true. I am a sick and twisted individual, though, for doing that. I should repent. Don't worry, all sea serpents, when their time is over, give their body back to the sea. We protect the fish, but we also eat some of them to control the population, but then our body is used as a habitat for them. My bones will turn into the next coral reef. But there's still time before that. That is pretty metal, though, that mantises do that. But I mean, hey, they need the nutrients. Ah shit, hold on, gotta BRB for a sec, dealing with the dog. the dog managed to get in, and then I had to secure him in the other room. He knocked down the gate again. He wanted to cuddle a little bit too, so I gave him a little love. I can't believe how much the dog loves me though. Every time I see him and come up to him, it doesn't matter if he's lying down or not, he'll immediately get up so he can come say hello to me. It's like he comes in shaking his butt at me. So it's like, I gotta get him out of here because this is the cat sanctuary. He can't be in here. Once I relocate him to the other room, he gets a little bit of love. Like, so far he hasn't hurt the cat, so I'm not pissed off with him. And he hasn't ruined any of my stuffed toys like the other dog did. It's kind of funny though, Minerva just likes watching him. And he, being the energetic puppy he is, just wants to play with her. So it frustrates him that she just wants to watch him. Also, I can't have him come in here again unsupervised, because one time he got in here while nobody is watching him, and he ripped my cables out of the computer. Luckily, nothing was damaged, but my headphones were having issues for a little bit, so I was scared I'd have to replace them. Oh, I give him lots of love. I'm currently training him to be a lap dog, even though he's going to be a big boy when he grows up. And I mean, he likes it. He likes getting hugs. But he doesn't like being on my lap for too long. Dogs still aren't my favorite, though. I don't think I'm the right kind of person who... I'm a cat person. I'm a cat person. I love cats so much, man. They're awesome. But it's like, I can appreciate any animal, really, unless you're a dolphin. Then I don't appreciate you. Any bleeding? Not that I can see. Hell yeah, the bisexual beta fish. I'm going to probably have to scale this one down a bit though, so I'll move it into a folder. And then scale it down. That works. I was about to type it out, but then I remembered, nope, I write this with my shitty handwriting. Because this, as you can see, stabilization is set to 100. It's not easy to write. Alright, so we got a few fish done. The list I have in front of me is massive. So it's gonna take a while to get through it, but a few here and there is fine with me. And of course, if anyone has any fish they want me to draw, you can always suggest them. Not today, though. I think I'm about done here. My wrist hurts. So I think that'll be it for streams this week. Thank you guys so much for watching and participating in chat. What was I gonna say? What number of stream is this? Let me check the playlist. I think this is 97? Yeah, this is stream number 97. So the next week I do end up streaming. It might not be next week. We'll see how things line up. But I have something special in mind for the 100th stream, so you don't want to miss that when I end up doing that. So stay tuned for schedule or my plans at some point. Yeah, it would be nice to have you, actually. I'm sure when I do the the 100th stream, I'll be doing it at a more accessible time slot for you, because I have some Europeans I'd like to get involved with my idea. But we'll see how that goes. As I mentioned earlier, if you guys have any games or something you want me to play or do on stream, please let me know. I'm always looking out for ideas, because we just finished the Fears to Fathom series, which was viewer suggested. Like, I've got options, but I like hearing from the community as well, so that way because I like what you guys suggest. I always enjoy the games you guys suggest. So yeah, put that in the back of your mind and think about it, I guess. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your time zone. See ya.